This is the heartbreaking story of Rosemary Kennedy, the eldest sister of President John F. Kennedy. At the age of just 23, a lobotomy was performed on her without her consent. Rosemary showed signs of cognitive difficulties and epileptic seizures as she grew up.
I wanted to have a governess for my child. She didn't want a governess. She wanted to be like the other children.
Despite her family's efforts to provide her with education and support, Rosemary struggled to keep up with her siblings academically.
And it's a tremendous strain on a mother.
She did form close bonds with some of her siblings, most notably Eunice.
I think she heard her mother and father over the years say to her, include Rosemary, you must include Rosemary. And I think she took that not just as an order, but as a mission.
However, her father, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., was deeply concerned about the impact of Rosemary's condition on the family's reputation and his son's political ambitions.
Unfortunately, she demonstrated agitated depression is what they called it. She could have been bipolar. She had very violent temper tantrums.
Joseph sought out Dr. Walter Friedman, a neurologist, for help.
They just were determined that they were going to cure her, and now those were their words, cure her of her disabilities, when in fact we know that's not possible.
Without consulting Rosemary or his wife Rose, Joe Sr. agreed to Freeman's recommendation of a lobotomy to address Rosemary's behavioral issues. The lobotomy was performed in 1941.
And they asked her to sing songs and recite poems, and then when she stopped talking, they realized they had gone too far.
The procedure was botched, resulting in devastating consequences for Rosemary. She was left severely disabled, unable to walk or speak coherently, and with partial paralysis. Her father panicked.
It left her incapacitated, unable to speak, unable to walk.
He didn't tell anyone about the procedure he'd agreed to, not even his wife Rose. He concealed the truth and institutionalized Rosemary, denying her visitors for years.
The children were forbidden to see her because the father thought that it wouldn't be good for Rosemary, so they erased her from their lives.
A year after JFK became president, Joe Kennedy Sr. had a stroke. Mute and bedridden, he was no longer capable of paying bills, and that's how Rose finally found her daughter. After their reconciliation, Rosemary began to experience some semblance of a normal life. Despite her progress, JFK and Bobby never came to see her.
Truthfully, I believe Rosemary's rejection had far more to go with the brilliance of his presidency than anyone can understand.
But the rest of her siblings came and brought their children. Rosemary never saw her father again since the day he'd taken her for the lobotomy. She passed away in 2005 at the age of 86, leaving behind a legacy of pain and missed opportunities for a life that could have been very different.